For dinner tonight, I am having a taco salad, and that's what I'm having tonight. Is just me, so it's dinner for one. Very easy, and it looks really, really good. So excited for my taco salad. So I have avocado on top. I've got lettuce, tomato, onion. I've got nacho cheese, Weight Watcher chips on the bottom with some cut up chicken and a few dollops of refried beans and some shredded cheese. So very excited for this dinner tonight. For dinner tonight, I am having this Lean Cuisine meal, garlic sesame Asian style noodles with beef, but I did fortify it with a bunch of vegetables I sauteed in a pan, some carrots, celery, onions, zucchini, broccoli, and cabbage and green onions. And I just sauteed those vegetables all together. And then when this was done in the microwave, I added it, put a little bit of soy sauce in it, and some Panda Inn orange sauce. So that's what I'm having for dinner tonight. It's just me for dinner, and I'm just drinking a glass of milk. So happy Tuesday. It is not Taco Tuesday, sadly. For dinner tonight, we are having tostada from El Pollo Loco, and we are splitting it. This is the double chicken avocado tostada. So that's what we're having for dinner tonight on Wednesday. For dinner tonight, we are going to have tacos. So it is Taco Thursday. And I know this isn't really cooking because all this is pretty much packaged. But that's what we're going to have. So I love these stand-in stuffed shells. So I'm going to use those. I've got some brown rice that I got on a deal at Albertsons. And then I'm going to open a can of black beans. I have lettuce. I'll be shredding up some lettuce, chopping up onions, chopping up tomato. And I've got to get the cheese out. And for the meat, I'm going to be using this. I'm going to shred it up, put it in a pan, and sprinkle some taco seasoning mix on it, and we're going to have tacos. Tomorrow night, I have already planned that we're going to have white chicken chili. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to put in some chicken breast in the crock pot, and then I'll use this. This is really good. I'll put in some green salsa, some white beans, some cannellini beans. I have some white corn that I'm going to get and put that in, and then some green chilies, and I have a can of cream corn that I'm also going to use. So that's what we're having for dinner is tacos tonight, white chicken chili tomorrow night. Let's get to cooking. Instead of microwaving this rice, I like to put it in a skillet. I just think it comes out better. Then we have our black beans going. Okay, I cut up my tomato, my onion, and my lettuce. I still have like a little under half of a tomato left, so I'm going to put it in this container. But if you put something like this in your refrigerator, it's going to get shoved to the back, and the next time you look at it, it's going to be all icky, slimy, and gross. So what I'm going to do is just chop it up, and I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to put it in my freezer. And it's really good for soups and chilies, and anytime you need canned tomatoes and you don't have a canned tomato, or you just need to just use a little bit of tomato in your chili or soup. So what I'm going to do is just chop it up and put it in here, put it straight into the freezer. I'm not even going to try to think that I'm going to be using it in a day or two, because that usually doesn't happen. So we're just going to put it straight into the freezer. Okay, the tacos are ready. So we've got our tacos, our brown rice, our black beans. I love tacos. Tacos my favorite dinner in the whole world. It's my favorite night is taco night. So that's what we're having for dinner tonight. It's Friday morning, and I'm getting the chicken going in the crock pot. So these are 3 frozen solid chicken breast, but you can put them in the crock pot and they'll thaw. I have them on high. This is a very old vintage crock pot and it truly cooks. It's a really true slow cooker. So I'm going to leave these in here for about 3 hours and then they'll get cooked and I'll shred them up and then I'll add the rest of my ingredients, which are all cooked, and all they need to do is just warm up. So let's get to cooking. Good Friday morning. I also put chopped onion in it. It just makes it really good, flavorful, and makes the house start smelling good. I'm also going to put in 2 stalks of celery and a carrot because we like extra vegetables. It's about 12:30 and the chicken is cooked. I shredded it up with a fork and a knife. And now I'm going to put in the white chicken chili seasoning mix, my white corn, white beans, white kidney beans, green salsa, green chilies, and probably some cream corn to make it creamy. We'll see how full it is when I start putting this stuff in here. And then it'll cook on high for about 5 or 6 hours, and we'll have it with cornbread for dinner. We put the white corn in and we put the white beans, and now we're going to put the white kidney beans. Now, I don't rinse or drain my beans. That bean broth is so good. You really don't want to get rid of it. It has wonderful flavor, and there's nothing wrong with it. You don't need to drain your beans, and you don't need to rinse them off. That just is a big waste of water, and it's dumping good broth. So I don't do that. And it makes it taste really good. And it gives it a nice thickness, and it's great. Okay, the chili is bubbling and hot, and we're going to make some cornbread now. Normally I make it from scratch, but I'm going to use this up. This is the honey cornbread, Martha White honey cornbread mix. So I'm just going to mix this with 1 egg, some milk, and some oil, and put it in the oven at 400 for about 20 minutes. And the white chicken chili is ready. I like to top mine with a little bit of cheese and some sour cream. And the honey cornbread is ready also. So happy Friday. For dinner tonight on Saturday night, we're having leftover white chicken chili. I made some hot fresh cornbread. This is not from a mix, so this is not sweet. The cornbread last night was really sweet. And I'm having milk tonight, so that's what we are having for our dinner tonight. Leftovers. Yay. For dinner tonight, we're going to be having fishless fish and chips at the Pretend Pub. It's not Friday night, but since my husband's retired, every night's Friday night. So I'm going to make some coleslaw. I've got some cabbage, carrots that I'm going to shred up, and then I'm going to try to chop up the red onion real fine for the coleslaw. I love the coleslaw to be very, very finely chopped, but I don't know of a way to very finely chop cabbage. I can shred the carrots with a cheese grater, and that works really good to get the carrots finely shredded, but the cabbage, if you know of a way to finely shred cabbage, please let me know in the comments down below. Other than doing it, I could do this on this, but it just gets all over the place and makes the biggest mess, and it doesn't really shred it as good as I want because all the cabbage doesn't go through these holes. So if anybody knows of a way to get some finely shredded cabbage, I'd love to know. So that's what we're having for dinner tonight. Let's get to cooking. Well, I made a mess anyway with the cabbage and the red onion and the carrots. So for the dressing, I'm going to put in a couple of blops of mayo. I'm using some light mayo, but I'm also using regular. I'm going to put in a splash of vinegar, and I'm going to put in a pack of sugar, and we will have coleslaw. And here it is, fishless fish and chips and coleslaw and a cold frosty sudsy one with a twist of lime in it. So happy pretend Sunday night at the pretend pub. And to go with it, we have ketchup for our fries, and then we have this London pub malt vinegar, which is really good on the fishless fish. So happy Sunday. For dinner tonight on Monday night, we are having Lucille's takeout. So we are splitting the baby back ribs, and it comes with beans, but we like to fortify it with some extra beans and greens. And then I have a Lean Cuisine white cheddar and mac and cheese to have as an extra side. So it just makes it really, really good. So happy Monday. Cheap Lucille's takeout. Meaty Monday. For dinner tonight, we're going to have French dip sandwiches. So I have these French rolls. I've got some gravy mix. I've got this beef roast that I'm going to warm up and slice up and put on the French rolls. We're going to have tater tots. And we're going to have Italian style green beans. So I would say let's get to cooking, but I know this isn't cooking, it's just warming stuff up, but let's get to making dinner then. And dinner is ready in less than 26 minutes. So we have our yummy shredded beef sandwich that we're going to dip into the au jus gravy. You could also put barbecue sauce on it, on this meat, and make a barbecue beef sandwich. There's a lot of different things you can do with those meals. And then we have tater tots and the green beans. So that's what we're having for dinner tonight. For dinner tonight, we are having more French dip sandwiches, green beans, and French fries, because it made enough for 2 meals. So that's what we're having for dinner tonight on Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. For dinner tonight, we're having BJ's takeout. So I used my Ibotta money and got a gift card, and it is Thursday night, so it's rib special. So a full rack of baby back ribs is $24. It comes with 2 sides. We picked a wedge salad, baked potato. We have leftover beans from our Lucille's takeout. It also comes with onion rings, and it also comes with a pizookie with ice cream. So it's a really good value, especially when you're using Ibotta to gift your gift card. Makes it really great. So that's what we're having for dinner tonight. For dinner tonight, we're going to have leftover takeout. So we've got some leftover ribs from Lucille's, and we still have leftover ribs from BJ's. So I'm going to heat these up, and I'm also going to make some roasted vegetables in the oven. I have zucchini and yellow squash and broccoli. So I'm going to put that on a pan and put it in the oven at 400 for about 20 minutes. And we will have dinner ready in no time. There's only a little bit of a potato left, so I think I will also microwave a potato, and we'll have a baked potato to go with our leftovers. So we'll have a whole new dinner all over again. We even still have a biscuit left from Lucille, so we'll warm that up and split a biscuit. So I know it looks cold and congealed and unappetizing, but once we get it heated up and pair it with our roasted vegetables, it's going to be delicious all over again. So let's get to making dinner. Okay, so for the vegetables, I've just got some oil here. It's just vegetable oil, and I'm going to brush it on the vegetables and put some seasoned salt and some black pepper on them. Put them in the oven at 400 for about 20 to 25 minutes. And for the ribs, I'm going to heat those up in a skillet on top of the stove. I'll put the biscuit in the oven, and I'll put the onion rings in the oven, and that'll make them crisp up nicely. Here it is, our leftover ribs, a baked potato, I have half of one, the onion ring, the roasted broccoli, zucchini and yellow squash, and I made us a wedge salad. So that is what we are having for our dinner on Friday night. Leftovers galore. but it looks pretty good now for leftovers, so happy Friday. For dinner tonight on Saturday night, we're going to have fajitas. So I have a yellow bell pepper, an orange one, and an onion. So I'm going to slice that up and put it on a pan. Now, my husband cut up some garlic for me, so that's going to be on there also. Fun fact, I'm afraid of garlic, fresh garlic. I don't know how to deal with it. I don't know how to cook it. I mean, I don't know how to cut it up. I don't know anything about it, and as I said, I'm afraid of it. So I did get a garlic clove, and he fixed it up for me. So that's going to be roasted in with the peppers and onions, because when you roast it, it does get really good and sweet and soft. So that's going to be with our fajitas. And so I have this chicken that's going to be the meat for the fajitas. Now I'll just warm that up in a separate skillet, or I'll put it in at maybe 5 minutes before the peppers and onions are done. I'm going to slice them up and put them in the oven at 395 for about 20 to 25 minutes till they get nice and soft and caramelized and good. And we're going to have it on corn tortillas. I'm going to sprinkle chicken taco mix on the peppers and onions. I have brown rice in the pan already cooking because it takes about 37 minutes. And then I'm either going to do pinto beans, refried beans, probably refried beans, and we will have fajitas for dinner tonight. So let's get to cooking and warming up stuff. And here it is, brown rice, beans, and fajita with garlic cloves inside it. So that's what we're having for dinner tonight. Yum, yum. For dinner tonight, we are going to have barbecued steak, baked potato, corn on the cob, and Caesar salad. So I was going to get the steaks that were on sale at Albertsons for $6.87 a pound, but they were huge and thick, and they had so much fat on them that they just did not look good to me. So I got these instead, which are 3 nice sized steaks. No, they're not a good, great price, but 3 of them for $22.67. I would have been paying about $28 for those 3 big giant pieces of fat that they had that were $6.87 a pound. They just didn't look good to me, but these look really good, so this is what we're having tonight. And I don't think it's a bad deal. 3 steaks for $22.67. And then I'm going to put the baked potato in the microwave. And then I will put the corn in water to boil. It only takes about 5 minutes. So my husband's out lighting the barbecue. He's going to barbecue the steaks, and I'll make the stuff in here. Yay, and here's our dinner. Steak, baked potato, some leftover green beans, not many, corn on the cob, and we have a good fresh Caesar salad. We have some chopped green onions / chives for our baked potato. We've got Greek yogurt, sour cream, and butter for our baked potato. So that's what we're having for dinner tonight. Happy Memorial Day weekend, Sunday dinner. For lunch today, we're going to have hot pastrami sandwiches. So I've got some pastrami, I've got mustard, pickle slices. I'm going to slice up some onion. I've got some provolone cheese to use up and some Havarti, and I've got this big giant bread, which I'd much rather have it smaller slices, but that was on sale. So that's what I'm going to make, is hot pastrami sandwiches for lunch today. And here it is, hot pastrami sandwich is what's for lunch today. So happy Memorial Day Monday. For dinner tonight, we're having leftover steaks, baked potato, corn on the cob, and a wedge salad. So happy Memorial Day. For lunch on Tuesday, we're having our leftover fajitas, beans, and rice. And now we're done with those. So they made a really good dinner plus really good leftovers. Really good leftover lunch. So happy Tuesday lunchtime. For dinner tonight, I'm going to make slops and tots. So I've got manwich, I've got some ground beef. We're also going to have some canned green beans. I know I've been doing a lot of easy, quick dinners, but sometimes that's just the way it is. So I have my tater tots, and I'm trying to clear out my freezer and use up things that are in there so that we can bring new stuff in. So we've got the tater tots on the pan. We're going to put them in the oven at 400 for about 20 minutes. I'm going to heat up the meat, brown it up, add the manwich, warm up the green beans. We'll be eating dinner in no time, so let's get to cooking. I got this meat masher at Dollar Tree. And it was $1.25, so that's a really good deal. And here it is, slops and tots for dinner tonight. Easy, quick, and very, very delicious. So that's what's for dinner on Wednesday night. Happy Wednesday. For dinner tonight, I'm going to make chicken parmesan. So I'm trying to clear a lot of things out of the freezer. So I'm going to cook this. I got this on a deal at Albertsons a while ago, but it looks pretty, it looks pretty flimsy. So I'll probably have to fortify it with more cheese and sauce. And we will pair it with a salad. So let's get to making dinner. Okay, I just realized there's no pasta in there. It's just chicken, sauce, and cheese. So I'm going to make some zucchini noodles to go with it. And we're also going to have some garlic hot dog buns. So I have this handy dandy little vegetable spiralizer, and I like to use it to make the zucchini and yellow squash noodles. They're good, really good. They cook down a lot, so that's why I did a zucchini and a yellow squash. So they steam up really fast, so we'll have that with our chicken parmesan and the garlic hot dog buns. To make the garlic hot dog buns, I just put some butter on there and I sprinkle it with some parsley. And then I sprinkle garlic powder on it. It makes really, really good garlic bread. And you can usually pick up a pack of buns for 99 cents. So really fantastic, cheap garlic bread. Here is the chicken parmesan over the zucchini noodles. The chicken parmesan's dry. It definitely should be fortified with sauce, but I didn't do that. But if I was going to make it again, I would definitely put some sauce with it. And then we have our garlic hot dog bun. I also made some zucchini tots. And then we have our sweet kale cranberry salad. So that's what we're having for dinner on Thursday night. It's really good getting stuff out of the fridge and the freezer. And it smells really fantastic. So the chicken parmesan cooking smells really great. We will see how it tastes. It's really, really good. For lunch today, we're having an authentic Asian Chinese chicken salad. So I'm using the Asian chopped kit. It's got dressing in it. It's got some toppings. And it's got like a cabbage mix. Savoy and green cabbage, carrots, celery, wonton strips, and sliced almonds, and cilantro and green onions. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to add some chicken strips to it. I'm going to chop up some peanuts and sprinkle those on top, as well as I'm going to add some mandarin oranges in the salad, and I'm also going to top it with some fresh green onions. So let's get to assembling lunch today. Okay, we have our unauthentic Asian Chinese chicken salad now ready for lunch. Yum. Unauthentic Asian Chinese chicken salad for lunch today. And here it is, pizza. This is the spinach mushroom. This is the supreme and Caesar salad for dinner tonight. And we're having cold frosty drinks. So it's pretend Friday night at the pizzeria.